If you're a boxing fan that keeps themselves updated on all the events in the field, or maybe Logan Paul stan, then you must have heard of the fight between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis. And I don't mean the physical one, but the one on social media which Dillon did in order to target Logan. What did he do exactly? Targeted Logan's wife, the non-stop posting on Twitter. The two met in a fight and the result was not what you would expect. Neither did the two players suspect it seems. Welcome back to our channel where we dive into the world of sports, and today we're going to be talking about the match between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis. What happened exactly? What did Dillon do to Logan? What is the whole beef about exactly? Who won the match? Well, we'll tell you everything, so smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on bell notifications to be notified whenever we post new videos. Well, let's jump right in. On October 14th, 2023, in Manchester, England, the much-awaited boxing battle between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis finally happened. For months, there had been a growing rift between the two combatants, as Danis would not stop tweeting about Paul's fiancée, Nina Agdal, and accusing Paul of promiscuity. To throw gasoline to the flames, Agdal filed a lawsuit against Danis and was given a temporary restraining order against him. Paul had been dubbing Danis the King of the Ducks, saying he was all bark and no bite, and had voiced doubts about his really turning up for the battle. The degree of expectation and the fierce trash talk that had preceded the match had been one that fans would rarely experience in combat sports. On the other hand, training partner of UFC superstar Conor McGregor, Dillon Danis entered the boxing ring against YouTube sensation Logan Paul, who had made the leap from social media sensation to legitimate combat sports figure. Danis had a 2-0 professional MMA record, including victories at Bellator 198 and Bellator 222. Paul's first effort at boxing, against YouTuber KSI, who also happened to be his business partner for Prime Sports and energy drinks, was also included in the background tale. But only 10 days prior to the battle, Danis' opponent had withdrawn, raising questions within the fighting world about his level of commitment to the combat sports industry. Logan. In his boxing career, Paul had faced KSI twice. The first bout ended in a draw, while the second resulted in a split decision loss for Paul. To further establish his reputation in the world of combat sports, Paul had also engaged in an exhibition match against the famed unbeaten boxer Floyd Mayweather. Jr. But it was Paul's WE wrestling exploits that really got the combat sports fans excited. He had wrestled in several matches since making his in-ring debut at WrestleMania 38 in April 2022. Notably, he had performed admirably against WWE greats like Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 39 in April and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel the previous November. The bout with Dillon Danis was without a doubt the most awaited and difficult one in Logan Paul's professional boxing career. On the evening of October 14th, the Manchester arena was electrified when the bell sounded. A chorus of shouts from his devoted followers greeted Logan Paul as he entered the ring with a look of strong resolve on his face. The story's adversary, Dillon Danis, strode to the ring with assurance. Both combatants traded strikes throughout the heated back-and-forth opening round. Danis attempted to take Paul to the ground using his strong grappling abilities from his MMA background, but Paul's boxing training allowed him to score many clean hits on Danis. The highly anticipated battle between Dillon Danis and Logan Paul made it clear that Danis had not lived up to the pre-fight hype and taunting that had typified the lead-up to the fight. Danis only managed to land 9 blows during the whole fight, which shocked the audience and his supporters. From the aggressive attitude he had shown leading up to the battle, it was a far cry. When Danis hurled himself at Paul's legs in an apparently frantic attempt to regain control following an earlier unsuccessful jiu-jitsu move intended for his opponent's neck, it was one of the strangest moments of the bout. It was an odd turning point in the battle, one that symbolized Danis' annoyance and helplessness to gain control of the situation. Danis was finally disqualified as a result of the unusual maneuver, and security personnel quickly flocked to the ring to keep the competitors apart. In keeping with his character, Danis stated he was happy with his performance after the fight. He went so far as to provide an unusual justification for the failure of his late-round strategy. He said that Paul had purposely Vaselined his head to prevent Danis from performing the anticipated neck grab motion. This narrative change only complicated the fight's already puzzling course of events. Honestly, sounds like something a loser would say, but oh well. Danis was eager to defend his performance, saying that in a genuine fight, he would have choked Paul out in under a minute, suggesting that the constraints of a boxing bout had prevented him from displaying his full potential. He reportedly challenged Paul to an MMA battle, which Paul supposedly agreed but did not follow through on, and openly questioned Paul's desire to do so. Danis also made fun of Logan Paul's marketing prowess, saying that Paul had failed to hype the bout enough. Danis claimed that by himself, he had carried the event's promotional weight while surpassing other competitors like Tommy Fury and KSI. Throughout the fight, Danis lashed out at the perceived prejudice against him and the lack of pay-per-view points, even making suggestions that his opponent had used steroids. Logan Paul was harshly criticized by Danis for allegedly manipulating the fight's circumstances in his favor, including choosing the referees, judges, and any other factors that may have affected the result. He implied that the odds were stacked against him throughout the competition by painting an image of being handicapped. Additionally, Paul's fiancée, Nina Agdal, became embroiled in legal disputes, which intensified the enmity between Danis and Paul outside of the ring. In response, Danis played down the incident in which he dove for Paul's legs during the battle, characterizing it as just messing around and an effort to make Paul understand the realities of a real fight. Paul had allegedly accepted his invitation to fight him in an MMA contest by shaking his hand, but he maintained his willingness to do so. What a horrible person, honestly. Danis also questioned Paul's reaction to the altercation, calling it running and deflecting from genuine involvement. Paul appeared to be on the defensive and evasive the entire time. Thus, in his opinion, the match did not feel like a true competition. Danis made it clear that he wanted a direct, unrestricted confrontation, and he implied that Paul had not upheld his fiancée's honor as vigorously as a real man ought to in the face of Danis's provocations. The audience was ultimately left with a confused combination of weird incidents, personal grudges, and a sense of unfinished business following the battle between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis. Although their bitter rivalry may not have been resolved in the boxing ring, it added another chapter to their ongoing saga of verbal abuse to each other, heavy from Danis's side. What do you think, though? Do you think Dillon is right, or just trying to justify his humiliating defeat after gassing everyone up? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to like and share, and we'll see you guys next time.